Alright, good afternoon. So today your homework is going to be a little bit different. You are going to watch a part of a video, but before you watch the video, you're actually going to read a nonfiction book about light. It is the one I handed you out in class. It is going to go on page 31 of your journal. You're just going to glue it. Here's the back side. You'll put the glue here, and then you'll glue it down in your journal if we did not do that already in class. And then you also should have a Kwl chart on page 29 in your journal. And in just a second, I'll pull up the screen when we switch it over and you can see exactly how it should look. But basically what you're going to do is, first thing, and I gave you a set of directions in class as well. First thing you're going to do is write down everything you already know about light. That goes in the K, the what do I know. So before you even look at this book, before you even read it, I want you to write down what you already know about light. Okay, you need to give me at least 3 things. They need to be in complete sentences. If you would like to illustrate, you may, but it must be detailed, and you must explain what you illustrated. And then what you're going to do after you write what you already know is you're going to write down 3 things that you want to know about light. Okay, so then that's what's going to go in the W part. And again, I need at least 3 in complete sentences. Okay, and then after you fill out the K and the W, then that's when you're going to read this book. And it can count, I know you all have reading logs, so this can count towards your minutes for your reading log. Basically, what you're going to do is go through it. You can highlight key important terms. You can take notes, you can underline, whatever way it helps you read. Use your reading strategies that you've been taught in your reading classes as well. And after you read this book, you're going to go back to your Kwl chart and fill out what you learned. Now, the what you learned part is really important, okay, because there's a big thing that I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on reflection and refraction, okay, and I believe those are pages 14 through 17. Okay, so pages 14, 15, 16, and 17 are going to be super, super important pages that I want you to focus on and pay really close attention to the difference between reflection and refraction. Okay, so that's going to be a big, big thing this year in 5th grade. And once you have studied what reflection and refraction is, you've read your book, then you're going to go back to page 30, and you're going to fill out the L. That is what you learned. Now, what you learned, you have to give me 5 things that you learned. Again, in complete sentences, you may include diagrams, okay? But I need to know 5 new things that you did. I need to see thought. I will be grading it for detailed reflections, for thoughtful reflections. Don't just tell me that you learned about light. You need to be really specific. So you can tell me I learned that light travels in a straight line until it hits an object. Okay, it needs to be as detailed as possible. You may use the information from your book. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to the journal so you can just kind of see what I'm expecting of you when you are doing that. All right? Okay, so you should be on page 30 of your journal. Okay, so this is what your Kwl chart looks like. The first thing you're going to do is fill in the topic. Okay, so the topic that we have is light, and I'm going to draw a little light bulb. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. So first, the topic is light. Okay, so now you're going to write what you already know and just go by the same directions I said. I'm just showing you exactly how you should do it. So you could put a little dot or like a dash. So what I already know, I know light travels Okay, so you could put something like, I know light travels, or light helps me see, okay? Whatever you already know. And then you need to know, and then you need to fill out the W, which is what you want to know. Okay, so whatever you want to know about light will go right here. And then after you complete the reading, then what you learned will go right here. And then we will talk about it tomorrow. And what you can do now is go ahead and pause this video, and then when you finish reading and finish your Kwl chart, you can press play on the video to learn 2 new vocabulary words. Okay, so now that you read all about light, we want to focus on the two big words, reflection and refraction. Okay, so reflection is when you think of a mirror. I know a lot of you like that Justin Timberlake song, Mirrors, and so you know mirrors are all about reflecting. Okay, so basically what you need to know, and you can hold up your hand just like this, with reflection, so this is your surface, so this is like your whatever surface the light is hitting. So light's going to travel in a straight line until it hits something. Okay, so light hits the surface and then it bounces back. That's reflection. So light hits and bounces. The key word there is bounce. Mirror. Reflection is when light hits an object and bounces back. Okay, so reflection is when light hits a mirror and bounces back. Okay, so reflection, bounce. Reflection, bounce. Okay, so that's just like this mirror right here. Okay, so if you look into a mirror, so when you're finished with this video, you can go look into a mirror, you see your reflection. Okay, that's because light is hitting this mirror and then bouncing back, kind of like this. Okay, the light hits it and bounces back. Okay, then refraction on the other hand, so if you are able to do this, you can fill up a glass of water at your house and then put like a pencil in it, or you could put a straw in it, a spoon in it, basically any object. And if you notice, what do you notice about how the pencil now looks? Okay, so it looks bent, okay, it kind of looks broken, and the bottom looks bigger. It looks a little bigger than the top. Okay, so if you can see that, it looks bent, broken, and bigger. Okay, that's not reflection, that's refraction. Okay, and that's the tricky one. Okay, but refraction is when light goes through and then bends. Okay, so if you can see here, light's going all the way through the water. It's traveling through the water and then it's bending. Okay, so that's refraction. Mirror. Refraction is when light goes through an object and bends. So mirror, refraction. Light goes through an object and bends. Okay, so we need to know the difference between reflection and refraction. Reflection, it hits the surface and bounces off. And refraction, it goes through the surface and bends. Okay, so reflection, bounce, refraction, bends. Okay, so I want you to study those words, and we will talk about it more tomorrow and do a little mini lab to see the difference between reflection and refraction as well.